Hey guys, welcome back. This channel is dedicated to all things personal finance related, helping you earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. Now today we're going to be talking about a hot topic. We're going to talk about how to save $1 million. I mean, let's be real. We all want to be a millionaire. It's just a pretty number. I mean, just look at all those zeros. We all want to be able to brag that we are a millionaire. We want that status. We want that bragging rights. And we want that money and the lifestyle and the freedom that that money can give us. So today we're going to be talking about how we can save our way to $1 million, how long it's going to take us to save $1 million and get to our goal. Well, the good news is the math is pretty straightforward, so we can do some very simple calculations and find out just how long it's going to take us to save our way to $1 million. So let's just take a hypothetical example. Let's just say that we really want to hit our goal, so we're actively saving a bunch of money and we're doing our best to save. And so let's just say that we're saving $1,000 a month, which means that in this example we're saving $12,000 a year. Now, I know some of you guys may be saying that you can't save $1,000 a month, and that's okay. Bear with me for the purpose of this example, and trust me, it's going to get a lot more depressing, but I promise it's going to get much better, so stay tuned till the end. But let's just say that you're saving $1,000 a month and $12,000 a year. So in order to find out how many years it would take to save your way to $1 million, we would just simply divide $1 million by $12,000 per year, and we would come up with 83.3 years. So that means if you started saving when you were 18 years old, you would be over 100 years old by the time you saved your way to $1 million. Like, you're going to be dead before the time you hit your goal of $1 million. Now, all of that might have been very depressing. It was an unrealistic savings rate to begin with, and then you're literally going to be dead by the time you get to $1 millionaire. And I don't say that to be depressing or to discourage you from your financial journey. I only say that to show you just how unrealistic it is for you to save your way to $1 million. You see, saving is great, but saving is only step one. Step two is you have to invest that money. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with saving money. If the only way you can pay for groceries is by clipping coupons to save 25 cents on a box of cold cereal, then by all means, clip coupons and save 25 cents. But do something with that 25 cents. Make sure you invest that money. Don't just let it sit around in your bank account. Money in your bank account earns essentially zero interest. It doesn't grow and it doesn't compound. Now, it's okay to have a little bit of money as a rainy day fund in a checking account, something that's easily accessible, so if something goes wrong in your life, if something in your house or your car breaks, you have enough money to fix it, or if you have unexpected medical expenses that you could pay for a doctor's visit. So having a little bit of money in your checking account is great, but if you're having tens of thousands of dollars in your checking account earning zero interest, then it's time to start looking to investing. You see, even though it takes 83 years to save to $1 million, if we invest, we can actually get to $1 million in very reasonable amounts of times with relatively little money that we're setting aside each and every month. So let's just take a few examples. And this is because when you invest money, your money is now working for you. Each year your money grows a little bit, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, until eventually it grows into a lot of money. It's sort of this snowball effect. Albert Einstein is famously quoted as once saying that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. It's one of the most powerful forces in nature. If you simply invest a little bit of money and give it enough time, your money will grow into enormous quantities of wealth. So let's just take a few examples. Let's say you're straight out of high school, you're 18 years old, and you want to retire at age 65 as a millionaire. Now, the US stock market averages roughly 10% return per year. Sometimes the stock market does really well, sometimes it does very poorly, but over the long run, it averages roughly a 10% rate of return. So if we assume a 10% rate of return and we start investing $100 per month when we turn 18, then by the time we turn 65, 47 years later, that $100 a month will have grown into over $1 million. So as you can see, saving to $1 million takes $1,000 a month and over 80 years, but investing only took $100 a month and 47 years. That's very attainable for everyone. I don't know a single 18-year-old that can't save $100 a month. Now maybe you're struggling financially and you're just trying to pay bills, but let's just say that you drive for Uber and Lyft, you get a side hustle, and just one night out of the month you go and drive for Uber and Lyft, and in that one night you earn $100. If you would just stick this money away and continue to do this, then eventually you would be able to retire as a millionaire. But let's just say that we don't want to wait 47 years until we're age 65 in order to retire as a millionaire. Maybe we want to do it in our 50s or something like that. So if we wanted to retire in 35 years, we would have to put in about $300 a month at a 10% rate of return in order to have $1 million by the end. And if we wanted to do this in a very short amount of time, then the amount of money that we would need to invest every month would go up even more. The shorter amount of time that you give your money to compound, the more money you need to put in. So if we wanted to retire in the next 20 years, we would have to put away about $1,400 a month in order to retire a millionaire in 20 years. So depending on your current age and the age at which you would ideally like to retire, that's going to dictate how much money you need to set aside every month in order to hit your goals. But realistically, a lot of these goals are attainable depending on at least your current age. The earlier you start, the easier it is to hit your goals. Now, who knows, maybe you're already in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, and maybe you're saying, well, it's too late for me to start investing. Well, that is not true. You are literally the youngest that you will ever be. So now is the best time to start investing. And maybe you're saying, yeah, that's great if you have, 35 or 40 years to invest, but I don't have that long. I'm not going to get to $1 million. And that's okay. That's okay if you don't get to $1 million. But what if you got to 500,000? 200,000, 700,000. The idea isn't necessarily to get to $1 million. The idea is to be able to save and invest money so that when you do retire at whatever age that is, that you can lead a dignified retirement and actually enjoy retirement instead of worrying about, is Social Security going to be able to cover my basic living expenses? Because if you're planning on the government and Social Security to take care of you when you retire, it's going to be a rough retirement. I mean, I ate a lot of ramen noodles and frozen pizza in college because I was broke, but I wouldn't want to do that during my entire retirement, what is supposed to be the golden years. So start saving now, and better yet, start investing now. The sooner you start, the sooner you can start hitting your target goals. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.